So here I'm just cutting the ends off the tomatoes and then squaring the opposite side so that the skins will slip off easier once we get it in boiling water. So I'm just putting the tomatoes into boiling water for about 30 to 60 seconds. Essentially, you want the skins to just start to curl up. You'll see coming up. So this is what you want them to look like. We're going to take them all out. I'm going to put them in the ice water in the sink. And the skins will just peel right off. Just finishing the rest of them because I did 20 pounds of tomatoes. So I'm making a big batch of salsa. All right, so everything is kind of ready. Tomatoes are skinned. These tomatoes I'm going to be using for bruschetta to go in the freezer. I'm going to do that at a later time. Today we're going to focus on salsa. Just as an aside, always use a bowl like this. You put your scraps in it and it makes your life so much easier. You don't have to keep running to the garbage all the time. All right, here I'm chopping up all of the peppers. I put in 2 red Thai chilies. This is going to be more of a medium salsa. The rest are all jalapenos and sweet Hungarians from the garden. If you want it spicier, leave more of the seeds in. So I'm just chopping the onions here. I'm going to run everything through a food processor just so it's got smaller bits. You can dice this if you don't have a food processor. I'm dicing the tomatoes all up here. If you want a smoother salsa, you could run the tomatoes through the food processor as well. I like it chunky, so this is what I'm making. Everything's now in the pot. I'm going to let this come to a boil and let it simmer for 15 minutes. This is after 15 minutes. I'm going to be making about 12 pints and 3 quarts. You're going to need a jar lifter, a funnel, and a clean damp rag or paper towel is what I like to use because it keeps everything clean. This is the hot water bath canner. It's filled halfway with water, and we're going to put the jars in there and make sure that the water sits about an inch over the top of the lids once we get it in there. Just filling the jars here, you want to make sure that you leave enough headspace as things do expand when they get hot. These are hot jars. We're putting hot salsa into hot jars and then into a hot water bath canner. So I'm just topping everything up. I take a chopstick, this is what I tend to use to stir things, so I want to get as many of those air bubbles out. Then I want to wipe all the rims really well because if there's any food sitting on top, your lids won't seal and then you'll have a dangerous product. So here the jars are in the hot water bath canner. We're going to leave them in there for about 15 minutes. This is after 15 minutes with the lid on. I'm just going to remove them all and they're going to sit on this countertop for the next 24 hours. While these are sitting, you don't want to touch them, you don't want to shake them, you don't want to move them. You just need to let them sit and cool down, and then you're going to remove the bands off of them. You're going to wipe the jars clean, make sure that all your seals are actually sealed. So you can do that by just lifting up on the corners and lifting the jar up about an inch off the counter. If it's sealed, it won't fall, and if it does fall, then it's not safe. So you can reprocess it in 24 hours, or you can just put it in the fridge and eat it then. I like to label everything. I generally don't put a made on date. I'll usually calculate the expiration date of it. I just find it easier. We're usually used to being told when it's best before, so that's what I do. And then I store it in a cool, dry place that's dark.